Good morning, Truth Tribe, Truth Retrievers. How are you doing today? See our shaman friend right there? Okay, so now we've got that as a little screenshot for you. We're gonna flip the screen. Hi everyone. Hello darling. How are you? You are beautiful. You're all beautiful. How are you doing this morning? Okay. Hiya. Nice to have you on. Oh, you finally made it. Adriana, lovely to have you. Thanks for being here. How is everyone today? Hi from Texas. Is that Jenny? Hey from Cyprus, Jenny. Lovely to have you here, guys. Really do appreciate your presence. So today we're going to explore unleashing our inner shaman. How about that? So are there any new people in the house today? Have we got any newbies? Good morning, Eleanor. Well, this is our intrepid co-host, Eleanor, who always has wise words of advice to offer and help when she's able to be on. So thanks for being here, darling. Really appreciate that. Newbie, is it a shock? Is that your name? New, Jenny, lovely to have you. Thanks for joining. Guys, don't forget to share with your friends and follow. If you are into esoteric, deep wisdoms and to metaphysics, that's what we're all about here. My name is Helen Christodoulou. I am the founder of Fusion 7 Healing. Morning, Jenny. Oh, you are already on. You invited. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. So as I was saying, I am the founder of Fusion 7 Healing. It's a mystery school, and I am also an intuitive mentor of these teachings so that I can assist people to transcend and transform and recreate themselves and recreate their lives. And down there is the website. Elena just put it up for us. Thank you very much, my darling. I appreciate that. You might want to type it again because it's the wrong spelling. It's Fusin. So put it up one more time. Don't type it in like that, guys. Fusion 7 Healing. She'll type it up again for you in just a sec. I am also the author of the book The Miracle Frequency, and The Miracle Frequency can be found on Amazon in paperback and Kindle. And it's all about how I managed to transform my own challenges. Thank you, my darling. My own challenges, which involved a long, arduous journey of battling with multiple sclerosis, which I eventually overcame. Thanks for joining, Glenn. Which I eventually overcame. Thank you, Ashok, for putting that up. And now I have a full, clean bill of health, and from being able to transform my life. Oh, cool. Okay, Jenny, lovely. Yeah, we need to join our other friends, right? Support, yeah? Support each other in what we do. Where I managed to transform my life, and from these formulas and templates that I created, I regained my health, as I just said, but also used these same techniques to be able to help others. So that's what I'm all about. That's where I'm coming from, and here on Periscope to share some of these wisdoms, if you like, that were shown to me, and that will help us to be able to all ascend and evolve together and individually also. Yes, it really is. It really is. It's beautiful. Okay, guys, so this transmission is a two-part transmission that we're doing today, and the first part of it is, as we said, it's all about shamanism and unleashing our inner shaman, and this is part one. So in part one, what we're going to do, we're going to have like a little interactive discussion to sort of explore a little bit what exactly is a shaman to begin with, a shaman or a shaman, depending on which way you prefer to pronounce that. Eleanor has just put up for us this beautiful free report that I've done for you, and if you do a screenshot of that or put it in your browser, you will be able to receive this newsletter with loads of video clips on there for you, and 2 wonderful gifts that you can enjoy that come from the Fusion 7 Healing Foundation retreat or class. Okay, so if you sign up, those are the freebies that you're going to get, and I look forward to having you as subscribers, so I invite you to that, and thank you for doing that in advance, those of you who do. So share and follow. Before we talk about the Shaman thing, just very quickly for the newbies, if you are on iOS, iPhone, if you swipe from right to left, it will bring up your share and follow options, okay? And for Android users, I think it's a swipe from up to down or down to up that will also reveal for you your share and follow options there, okay? So, back to our transmission subject for today, which is to unleash our inner shaman. Okay, so there are 3 key elements for defining a shaman. Okay, the first is that they can voluntarily enter altered states of consciousness. How many of you are already able to do that? If you are, just put a yes on your screen or heart it up so I know that you're already able to do that. Because some of us are quite intuitive, and we're already tapping into how to do that. Yeah, you know, not sure, I believe so. Gemma Goddess says yes, and we've got some hearts there also saying yes, and Juliana also says yes. Okay, so some of us are already doing this, and with the processes that I teach, what we do is that we learn to really refine that so that we don't go to places that we shouldn't go. Okay, you know, there are some zones out there that we travel to that can be dangerous or can be dodgy. It's like sort of like travelling through dodgy areas in your country or your city. It's the same sort of thing where you can go into areas where you do astral or cosmic travel, where you can enter dodgy areas of the universe. Okay, so with these shaman techniques, with Fusion 7 healing, and yes, exactly, yeah, you can get into trouble. With Fusion 7 healing techniques and the stuff that I'll be sharing with you, we make absolutely sure that when we do get into these cosmics, exactly, psychic attack, yeah, so we can, that's tomorrow, isn't it? Am I remembering correctly? Is it tomorrow, my darling? Just put in a yes if I'm right with that. Hey Jenny, that's all right. If you're cutting or freezing, just pop in, pop out, and pop back in again, and it's all good. We'll still be here for you. Okay. So great. Thanks for confirming that. So we can travel into dodgy places, an upgraded version of shamanism. Okay, because a lot of it is very old school, old paradigm. And it is old paradigm for an old world which does not suit our present requirements. So with Fusion, we keep it very upgraded, and it's a very kind of pioneered sort of consciousness evolution technology, where we stay one step ahead of what is required for us, for our soul, and intuitively at this time of our Earth evolution and our individual and collective evolution. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go over the points of what shamanism is, then I'm going to tell you some of the downfalls of shamanism, and then I will share with you some of the upgraded ways that we do that, like the one that I just described. Okay, so we did say that we can voluntarily enter altered states of consciousness, however we need to be careful where we go. In these states, we can feel ourselves travel. So do you guys feel yourself travel when you enter these states? Do you go to other times and other places, for example? If that's the case, heart it up or show me some yeses. If it's a no, you can share that with me too. Okay, so we do travel to these other places. Also, a shaman will use this journeying. Thank you very much. Not done that yet. Well, if you stick around for my transitions, Jenny, you will learn how to. Okay, my love? So we use these journeys as a method of acquiring knowledge and for also assisting all sentient beings. Monica, welcome. Thanks for joining. So when we have accelerated and upgraded our shamanic techniques, we can use them as a method of acquiring knowledge or power for assisting other sentient beings. In layman terms, what this is telling us is that we are able to assist all kinds of beings. So that could mean human beings, our beautiful sentient animal friend beings, but also non-material, non-physical beings. For example, it may mean that you might be able to assist people that have passed to the other side. Some people have this gift, some people cultivate this gift. It may also mean that it could be assisting beings that weren't necessarily in human or physical form to begin with, but they could actually be from the spiritual or non-material realms, okay? So a true shaman will be able to assist beings of all levels of sentience, from the physical to the non-physical. Does that make sense for you? Okay? Don't worry if you're not doing it. We're just exploring and describing the different qualities and abilities of the shaman. Okay, for those of you who've just nipped in, welcome, and I appreciate your presence. Great, Jenny. Fantastic. Okay. So originally, my friends, truth retrievers, originally they were indigenous healers, okay, who deliberately altered their state of consciousness in order to obtain knowledge and power from the worlds of spirit in order to help and cure members of their tribe, okay? So this is originally what an indigenous healer or shaman would do. And the original meaning of shaman is somebody who is very wise. It's somebody who is a wise man. So he has or she has access to these wisdoms. It's he or she who knows techniques of ecstasy. Now, I know that sounds really strange, but what in fact is ecstasy? We often affiliate ecstasy to sexual experiences, which is very true. But if we look at that metaphysically, a sexual experience is a deep esoteric one where we have activated the element of fire. And fire, in fact, is the element of gnosis, of knowledge and wisdom. So when we have the true wisdom, truth retrievers, we are indeed accessing this passion and this feeling of ecstasy. And so this is why when we engage in sexual acts, or when we are in a deep nirvanic or intuitive state, we have this feeling of deep ecstasy. Does that make sense to you? Let me know if it does, let me know if it doesn't. Okay, also another description of a shaman or shaman, yes. Another description is a person who has special powers. Thank you, Tamara, special powers. So using sexual energy, yes, sometimes sexual energy is used. It is used. And in some of our classes in Fusion 7 Healing Retreats, we do explore this energy. And again, how to avoid using that in a corrupt way, okay? Because if we use it incorrectly, it could be highly detrimental and damaging. So we need to be coming from a place of 100% integrity if we're doing that, because sometimes it's not integral. Even with ancient wisdom techniques, sometimes it's not integral. So we need to set that right, otherwise the fires will burn you. Your fire element's going to burn you up, okay? But a beautiful question. Thank you very much for that. So it's a person also, truth retrievers, who has special powers that are attributed for communicating with spirit. So this means that we can communicate with beings from other realms, yeah, or people that have passed over. And I have found with myself over the years that this attribute has become extremely strong and extremely accurate. So I guess by working upon yourself naturally these qualities do get upgraded, they do get enhanced, and again, we need to approach it from a place of humility and integrity and know how to deliver a message correctly. Otherwise, that could go topsy-turvy, okay? So, hey, Hockey Bell, welcome and thank you for joining us today. We're talking about shamanism and how to unleash our inner shaman, okay? So the spirit that we connect to, the more, Jenny says, the more we allow intuition, the more I notice it for sure. Absolutely. So the more that we work on ourselves and the more pure and integral our tools are that we use in order to help ourselves to develop this skill, then the more heightened and the better quality this intuitory will be, okay? And so we can communicate with spirits from the other side of the physical realms, in the non-human realms, and spirit can also assist the shaman, which includes the discovery and causes of sickness, hunger, and disgrace, and prescribing the appropriate cure. Okay, I mean, in the real world today, we're not allowed to prescribe a cure, okay, if we don't have our PhD, if we don't have a doctorate. Does it scare you? No, it doesn't. It's absolutely beautiful. But if through this conversation you feel that it is a little bit scary, I can totally relate to that. And there are a lot of guys and people who come either to my classes, my retreats, or who connect with me for a session that can sometimes feel afraid of this. And so what we do is we explain the root of that fear so that we can transcend that fear, because guys, I'm telling you, your inner shaman is each and every one of us is birthright. It's our birthright. And millions and gazillions of years ago, we all had this gift, okay? But the problem is that many millions or thousands of years ago, like in times of Atlantis or Lemuria, what happened was, or ancient Greece and other places as such, what happened is that these gifts were taken advantage of, yeah? And we corrupted them, and we became greedy, and we became nasty, and we started to use them for things like black magic, yeah? And this is why it's scary, because this is the picture of what it's left today. So we think that it's kind of a bit woohoo, a bit spooky, a bit dangerous, but it's not. It's just like any other thing that we learn. If you learn it correctly, if you learn it safely, then you have a beautiful gift. If you do it incorrectly, if the person who is assisting you or helping you is coming from an old school paradigm, or it's outmoded, or there are incorrect approaches involved, then yes, it can be spooky and it can be dangerous. So you need to find the right person for you, or find the right information. Sounds like the world now uses things to take advantage. It's very true. And it happens all the way up there, from religion to government, okay? They all know this stuff, okay? In higher up positions, truth retrievers, you must know that they have access to this knowledge, and they are using it, not everybody, but it is being used in a very corrupt way to manipulate the masses, or to keep the masses away from this information, okay? So we want to bring it back. We want to bring it back to the individual. We want to bring it back to the masses. We want to lift and expand evolution of consciousness. That's what we're here to do. Are you with me with that? If you're with me with that, then that is why I refer to this here as the Truth Tribe. Yes, says Jenny, so we need to bring the good. Absolutely. We need to bring it back with light. Yes, 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 says Adriana. Absolutely true. Amen. Yes. Amen and LOL. Absolutely true. Okay, so the ancient shaman guys would be able to use these approaches and this ancient magic, if you want to call it like that, for the good and for the bad. So if people called on them and said, you know what, there's this guy doing such and such to me, let's put a nasty little spell on him, okay, that is a no-no. That's a big no-no, okay? So we are retrieving these ancient methods of shamanism for the good, okay, without manipulation, but for the highest good for the person involved, whether it's you yourself or somebody else. And if it's for somebody else, you must get their consent. You cannot exercise any of these methods without the consent of the being involved. It's absolutely crucial. I cannot emphasize that enough. Only for the good, absolutely. Okay, so this is probably the most important key point about shamanism, okay? And the qualities of it. It is a person that's prepared to confront their greatest fears and shadows of the physical world. I'm going to say that again. It's a person that is prepared to confront their greatest fears and shadows of the physical world. And if they want to proceed with that, excel with that, then they would probably end up being somebody who heals, who has experienced the world of darkness, and who has fearlessly confronted his own shadows as much as that of the others, and who can successfully work with those powers of light to be able to create deep transformation. And that is what I personally am doing here. And that is what I'm sharing with you here, okay? So that is such an important thing. It's about you being able to get over your demons, and once you have, to be able to share that with others, truth seekers, truth tribe, okay? It is amazing. Can you share your main with us, Zwak Raf, please, and where you are viewing us from, okay? So that's probably the most important quality of the shaman, okay? Andrea, thanks for joining, Andrea. Thank you, darling Jenna, you're awesome too. And just from Los Angeles, this is Limassol, Cyprus here. We're discussing shamanism part 1 and how to unlock and unleash. If you've missed the beginning of this transmission, you can... Oh, beautiful, lovely to have you. Thanks so much. I really appreciate your presence. Please share and follow. And let's get this consciousness evolution party started. Yeah, I'm originally from North London, England, but I now live in the middle of the Mediterranean, Cyprus, okay, magical Cyprus. And finally, my friends, I think this is... No, we've got a couple more points here. Thank you so much. I'm pleased that you're here too. So a couple more points so we can unwrap. I am in Limassol, Cyprus, okay? It's an island in the Mediterranean, right by Greece, just under Turkey, just above Egypt. I'm an hour away from Egypt. South Kensington, beautiful, lovely to have you on. Really appreciate your presence. So also our shaman is also an archetypal technician of the sacred. These are different descriptions, okay? Archetypal description of the sacred, and our profession evolves in the space that unites mythical imagination and ordinary consciousness. Would you like me to repeat that for you? I mean, you can watch it again on replay, but if you'd like me to repeat that, just put it in the box and I'll repeat it for you. Well, yes, okay, so I'll say that again. So a shaman is an archetypal technician of the sacred. His profession evolves in the space that unites mythical imagination and ordinary consciousness. So Truth Tribe, it's about bridging, I'm getting goosebumps now as we're saying this, yeah? It's about bridging the consciousness, your normal everyday consciousness that you are occupying now as a human being, and your sacred above normal consciousness from the divine and cosmic realms. Okay? Excellent. And so we go to our final point or quality of the shaman, okay? And the quality of the shaman is the eternal art of living in harmony with creation and being in the constant flow of co-creation. My journey now, beautiful. I'm glad that that is your journey now, because once this journey starts, it doesn't stop, okay? Yes, so my friends, these are the qualities of the shaman, okay? So in truth, and tell me if you agree with me here, right? Does this allow you to understand that in truth that you are a shaman? That somewhere deep inside of you there is a shaman, and you're either in the process of unleashing your inner shaman, or you're just understanding that you are one, or that you are about to embark on this journey, and I have got your back and I'm going to assist you to do that, okay? So if you follow, you will get notifications of these transmissions, and every time that you get with me, I will share quality content and information with you to help you unleash your inner good beast. Okay, really fantastic. Do you want to share that with us, what it is? If you want to, it's, you know, you don't have to. Hidden and undeveloped, but there. Excellent. Okay. So this is what we're all about, my friends. We're going to unleash that, okay? But now, before we do that, because this is part one, part two is going to be tomorrow, where we're actually going to do a beautiful shaman ceremony. I was alone with it until now. Not anymore, my darling, not anymore. This is the Truth Tribe, and if you join with us, then you consider yourselves one of the Truth Tribe. And there's loads of all this going on all over the world, but this is just a little term that I have. Hugs to you, my darling, hugs to you. It's just a little term that I've coined to it, because my deal is truth, okay? That's number one, foremost and upmost. Isn't that right, Eleanor, if you're still there? So here are the disadvantages of shamanic qualities, okay? So as I said earlier, the shaman, okay, can also exercise black magic if he wants to, okay? And this is a no-no, because it means that you will be attracting all sorts of negative energies if that's the kind of thing that you're into. So I strongly discourage you from doing that. Sometimes, absolutely, Eleanor, my darling, Eleanor knows about all of this, and both she and I have had very deep, profound experiences with situations to do with black magic, people that have been affected very badly by that, and also people that have ended up absolutely destroying their lives as a result of that, okay? Yes, she is absolutely awesome, and perhaps one day at a later point, when you're more comfortable with me, we'll be sharing and discussing some of those experiences, okay? We have to connect. I'm finding my tribe here in LA little by little. Beautiful. I'll be sharing that contact information a little bit later on at the end. Big violation, says Eleanor. Absolutely true. It's the biggest violation and the biggest anti-cosmic law that there is. Welcome, Rosella. We are now discussing the negatives of the shaman. We already discussed the positives, and please rewatch and replay, share and follow. I would greatly appreciate that and invite you to do that for us. So it's black magic, and this is the no-no, okay? The no-no of shamanism. Something that is a stroke no-no, stroke yes, depending on how you use it, is that the shaman will also use substances to get into an altered state of consciousness. Maybe mushrooms, maybe ayahuasca, maybe cocoa, maybe other concoctions. And what's happened in the present day world is that these techniques have been taken advantage of again, used and abused, because this is the, let's say, the shortcut. Okay, so you don't go within to develop and work upon yourself to develop your intuitory, okay? What you're doing is you're using something external from you to be able to do it for you. And so what happens with that, the downside of that, I'm not saying it's bad, what I am saying is that there's a downside, because I have a lot of students and clients who have been or are users, and what tends to happen is they will attract a lot of negative energetic debris. Thank you very much, I love you too. So they will attract a lot of energetic debris, demons, negative energies, negative people, because what they've done is they've blown out their energy centers or their human energy field as a result of this usage. And a lot of people don't know that because they may be healers, but they don't study metaphysics, which is what I do. My background is metaphysics and esoteric scientific technologies. So you can use these substances, some of them are natural, some of them herbal, but you must know and understand that if you do that, if that's your thing, if that's your way, that it's very highly probable that you will be bringing negative entities, energies and debris into your space as a result of that. So you must be aware of this truth. It is a truth, my friends. It is not an opinion. Okay? So, the other downside of shamanism is the shaman, when an original old school shaman heals, he will be taking the energy, the pains and the woes. Please tell you what again, my darling? If you specify your question, then I can answer for you. A shaman is usually an excessive empath, okay? An excessive empath. So what this means is when the shaman helps somebody else to heal, he will draw that negativity into his space in order to transmute and disperse it. This is a big no-no in my approach, okay? Because what happens is if you draw that energy, it means that you will be feeling, I'll go back to that in just a second, my darling, you will be feeling and experiencing the pain or the disease of the other, and it will drain the shit out of you. I'm telling you, I kid you not, this is an absolute truth. I have healers and healing professionals that come to my retreats and my classes and for healings, and we have to set this right all of the time. All of the time, because the way that they work is that they are sucking and drawing in the negativity of the other in order to transmute and change the pain. You don't have to do it like that. It doesn't have to work that way. You do not have to experience the pain of another in order to heal or transform it. You do not, you do not, you do not. Okay? This is a new age pioneering technology. I'm referring to Fusion 7 healing. And so everything that I share with you here, okay, is of value. It's quality content so that you can avoid getting into these spiritual and esoteric traps. Okay? And so if you like that, let me know. Now back to the previous question. Okay, I have to fight off the energy of people daily. I don't even know, I hate crowds. Okay, so that is an excess empath syndrome, okay? So you would need to modify and adjust that, okay? So you can get that from these transmissions. Go on the website and have a look, fusion7healing.com, or if you would like some personal assistance, you can PM me, okay, and we can perhaps do some specific work on you if you feel that's what you require. Okay, so these are very important things, my friends, Truth Tribe, that we need to understand about being a healer, about being a shaman. I was that growing up. Meditation changed my life. I don't do it anymore. Beautiful, Adriana. Thumbs up. You know, good up for you. I'm really happy to hear that, okay? So just be careful with techniques or modalities whereby you draw the energies into yourself, okay? Or rather draw the negative energies into yourself in order to transmute them. We need to avoid that, okay? Excuse me. The previous thing that we mentioned was the part about if we use external stimulants, that we blow out our energy centers or our electromagnetic field. Is psychic ability the same thing? If we use those substances, okay, so we need to be careful with that, because if you create holes in your auric field as a result of using substances, then we can allow negative energy in. It is kind of the same as being psychic. It's the same as being psychic, but there is a difference between being psychic and intuitive. Who knows the difference between being psychic and intuitive? They are interrelated, but there is a slight difference. Fantastic. Good for you. Good for you. And please tell me your name again, because it's just gone over my head. I've told the crew a few times that I'm really shit at retaining names, so I'll ask you to type it in a few times. Please forgive me for that, till I get used to it and remember. Okay, so the difference, no, they're not the same, are they? So Andrea, thank you, Andrea, sorry, do forgive me for that. Got a great memory for faces 1,000 years back, but really crap for names. Okay, so Andrea, so yes, we're talking about the difference between being intuition and psychic. Okay, so the psychic is somebody who has amazing perhaps telepathic skills or clairvoyant skills or whatever, but it's not the same as intuition, because we are all intuitive in general. Okay, but psychic may apply to certain specific skills that we may have. And also with psychiatry does not necessarily mean that we are deeply connected to the core of primary source, yeah, to the core of primary creation. So this is whereby somebody could be very psychic but could be a bit brutal with it. So they're not necessarily concerned with about how you receive a message, how you receive a healing. They can be it can be a little bit raw, a little bit rude, and perhaps very, very painful. And this is where you're psychic, but not necessarily, connected to the primary source head. Okay, so this is the difference between psychic and intuitive. Mean, yes, they can be mean. Like, I went to a psychic many years ago. So what do you mean by healing? Healing is when you apply a specific process that you have learnt or that you know in order to transform a situation. This is not the same as being psychic. You may perhaps need to be psychic and or intuitive to create that type of healing, to perform that kind of healing, or the way I like to say it is to facilitate that type of healing, because in truth we are just conduits. We are facilitators of the healing, and it is always and only primary source that is the healer in truth. Okay, so we are the conduits and the facilitators of these immutable and beautiful truths, still learning to interpret. Well, with each information can be sourced from impure sources. Yes, Elena, absolutely true. So a lot of people are doing healing, okay, they are doing transformational processes, but their source is impure, it's corrupt, okay? So we need to be very, very careful with that. Guys, Truth Tribe, be very, very careful with that. Eleanor and myself cannot emphasize that enough, okay? So if you are being given tools, for example, from the astral realms, if you are being given tools from weird parts of the universe, from dodgy guides, be careful. Guides have ego, angels have ego. This might be new information to you, it might be controversial, but I'm telling you, Truth Tribe, this is absolute truth. They have ego. Guides may have ego. Angels may have ego. Saints may have ego. Some of the higher avatars may have ego. Now, I'm not saying everybody is bad. Please be clear about that, okay? I'm just saying that it is because it is a lower vibrational frequency than the primary source head, then it may, perhaps at times, not be as pure as it could be. So with Fusion 7 healing, what we do is we connect always to the primary source head to access our healing. Okay, you're very welcome. We always access our healing from that point, from that 0 point of all creation, of all that is, in order to be able to give ourselves or another the highest quality that could possibly be out there, in order to facilitate a healing, a transformational process, absolutely, on the self or another. I'm saying on another because some of us might be at another level where we are in fact facilitators. Some of you are in As below, so above, what goes? I missed the rest of it. But as above, so below is the bit that I caught on that, and it is absolutely true. So make sure that you are acting as a fractal, because we are of primary source. You are a representative of primary source, okay? So make sure that when you are healing yourself, when you are transforming the self, or if you are at the stage where you are facilitating for others, that is what you are connecting to. So imperative, important, okay? And with each scope that we do here, we will be focusing on one specific aspect every time, building it up. So I do hope that you have found this content of value to you today, and if you did, then please type that in your screen, either with some hearts or with a comment, and I would really appreciate and invite you to share and follow, so that we can spread the word, whatever each of our unique word is, and I look forward to coming to your scopes. So now we're going to go to a little bit of info for you, so some of you know. So my website is Fusion 7 Healing, where you can access professional MP3s, blogs about some really deep esoteric and metaphysical wisdoms, and if you subscribe there, you can, what did you read or discover to find this path? I will give you that in just a moment. So just giving you my information again real brief. Fusion 7 Healing, if you subscribe there, you will receive a beautiful selection of videos and some free prizes there for you if you subscribe, so I look forward to connecting with you in that way. I'm also available on Twitter at Fusion 7 Healing there, LinkedIn at Fusion 7 Healing there, Helen Christodoulou there, on Sue at Fusion 7 Healing, and Facebook, my author page, Helen Christodoulou. So reading, I suggest that you read my book, which is The Miracle Frequency. It is available on Amazon in paperback and Kindle. That's my first suggested reading. And for other suggested readings, I think I would go to people like Donald Walsh. He did Conversations with God. Also, who else have we got? Eleanor, a few names, help me out. Donald Walsh, Conversations with God, yeah. The Miracle Frequency, that's my book, that's available on Amazon. If you go to my website, there's a click button just there that takes you straight to the book if you're interested in that. Beautiful, beautiful. So in my book, The Miracle Frequency, I go through how I transcended multiple sclerosis, and it's an interactive workbook. Yes, Caroline Mice, fantastic, love her too. It's interactive, so you'll be able to work on yourself through the processes in the middle of my book. And the third part of my book is my experiences in 2012 with Indigenous people, all about Maya and the Mayan calendar. So it's a fascinating book, and if you're into these processes, it will help you greatly. And Eckhart Tolle, yeah, Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, A New Earth. Those are also good books that you could read. Yeah, very powerful stuff. I read Eckhart Tolle when I was very sick myself, and when I couldn't move and I was paralysed and could barely breathe and whatnot. That's what I kind of read. You've read that one, yeah? Did you enjoy that one? Did you enjoy it? Andrew Weil. What's he written? I haven't actually heard of him. Okay. Alright, so I'd really love to connect with you, learn more, and perhaps if you scope, get with your scope so I can follow you there, my darling. Thanks for joining today. So if you're not live and you are on replay, welcome. And if you don't catch the 24-hour replay, don't forget to catch it on catch.me/fusion7healing. Catch.me/fusion7healing. Natal approach healing, fantastic. Okay, so guys, I'm going to have to check out right now. Thank you ever so much again for being here. Don't forget to share and follow. It's a big bank holiday here. Got a big family party going on, so I've got to get cracking with that. So take care, have yourselves a lovely weekend, and tomorrow morning, thank you, I really appreciate that, just reading through the processes in Helen's book, you will experience transformation. Yes, you will. Here's mine right here, and at some point when Eleanor's ready, we're going to do a blab together, and we'll share our experiences of transformation together. When she's ready, she will let me know, and we'll get with you real soon with that. Tomorrow we are actually going to embark on a sacred shamanic journey, a sacred circle. So stay tuned, and if you want to join this shamanic process tomorrow, when I put it up, you will be notified immediately, and we will experience a beautiful shamanic process and journey then. Okay, you're very, very welcome. I've got your back. I'm right here almost every day, and I'm really happy to meet you and everybody else. Okay, so have a magical weekend. May the truth always be with you. Okay, checking out from Limassol, Cyprus. I am your intuitive mentor, and we're going with this truth tribe together as one, all going together as one, guys. Unified consciousness, Imaste, which means we are Imaste. I'll catch you again tomorrow. Take care for now. Peace out.